it up, jack it up, do the limbo, limbo, don't you whine, don't be like, we not the best, then not the dance floor, then not the dance floor, all them girl them, then not the dance floor, we don't make them girl them all long go koro, pass it.
All right. Here we go. Now, how you doing, everybody? Okay, I'm here today. Sala Blue. Naija Palava. If you must know, Naija gets Palava. I beg you. Wetin dey shele. All right, on our first topic today, the first topic will be about UK Japa taxi drivers still get paid as civil servants in Nigeria. Unbelievable. Anyway, for all the noise, okay, for all the controversy that the United Kingdom jackpots and the jackpots in the United States and those in Canada, for all the noise that the Nigerian government has been terrible, Nigerian government has been problematic. How can you explain? How can you explain the fact that you are here in the foreign country and yet still on the payroll of a civil servant in Nigeria? That's shameful. That tells you how much you need to know about Nigerian problem, okay? That it's not just about the federal government. It's not about Tinubu. It's not about any one of those politicians who will blame or will like to blame every time. It's about you and I, okay? So a BBC report actually revealed these Nigerians, as a particular guy in United Kingdom, who still draws money from the federal government even after he has jackpot. This fool has actually jackpot to United Kingdom and yet still get paid by the federal government of Nigeria. How many of these type of fools are still on Nigeria civil servants payroll? And yet, you want a new Nigeria? I don't get it. You see, this fight has been on for a while now. Okay? Started a while ago. Okay, let me show you a video clip. Okay? Watch this.
As at the end of June 2018, a total number of 486 MBAs have been enrolled on the IPIS with over 330,820 employees being paid salaries through the IPIS platform. In fulfillment of one of the cardinal principles of the introduction of the IPIS program, which is blocking loopholes and discouraging corruption in the administration of personnel records, it is important that the human resource information on the IPIS portal be cleaned up with a view to having credible data for both payroll and personnel administration and analysis.
Okay, you see, what I wanted to show you there is the fact that this war against ghost workers have started a while ago. That video was about 5 years ago. Okay? Now, to no avail, no results. I mean, we still have tons and tons of workers who never show up to work and yet get paid in Nigeria. Many of them in United States, many of them United Kingdom, many of them in Canada, making dollars, pounds, and still draws money from your tax-paying sweat. Unbelievable. This is a sorry Nigeria. Are you kidding me? What kind of conscience are you guys carrying? I mean, what is your conscience saying? Is it completely dead? That you jackpot, nobody hold you back. You get paid dollars and pounds working in abroad. And then you still draw money from the civil servants in Nigeria. Now, this particular driver in UK, who was revealed by the BBC, actually said that one of his uncle, who is in that particular parastatal in Nigeria, kept his name on the payroll. Kept his name on the payroll after several years that he has left Nigeria. And you all want a new Nigeria? Unbelievable. I don't get it. See? We are our own problem. Okay? Corruption has eaten Nigeria up and down, right from the roots. You see, it is unfortunate, because every now and then I hear people screaming at the top of their lungs online about Tinubu, about Nigerian government. But yet, what you do personally, individually, doesn't really specify that you really want that new Nigeria that you all clamor for. And unfortunately, these fools in foreign country are the worst. They are the worst. Especially when it comes to these new Nigerians shout. Now that be the worst. Are you kidding me? Now that be the worst. All they want to do is create noise, continue to create controversy. These unnecessary bully puppet noise. But none of them really are ready for the solution required to fix Nigerian problem. If you are out there drawing money from the civil servant in Nigeria and yet working abroad, check your conscience. Okay? Check your conscience. And unfortunately, many of these end up going to church. Okay? Telling themselves they're worshiping God. And the pastors, he will never bother about what they do for a living as long as they bring the tents. Okay? Bây là dân dây bì. Tí èpè yẹn bá máa jábọ́ mẹ́n. Jábọ́ bàbàbàbàbà lórí gbogbo yín mẹ́. Ó má dàbí oyin tẹ́ lọ disturb lórí igi. Ó máa ta ipa mẹ́. Àtẹ̀yìn àtàwọn pásítọ̀ lè. Anyway, I can buzzer in the next issue, man. Our guys, man, are full of shit, man. I'm gonna turn around there. My parole in New Nigeria. I'll go late. Come on. I gotta enter another issue, I beg. See? I don't feel explain what's in the apple. Ireti Kinjibe. And yes, some Wike. This do not fight, eh? He dey worry me, oh. He dey concern me, oh, eh? I think this is the fight of who owns Abuja, Abi. So, as far as I'm concerned, I do not think Abuja needs a senator. I'm just being factual. That's my personal opinion. Abuja do not need a senator. Okay? I'll give you a very typical example. Okay? Because we're telling ourselves that we're practicing federalism, right? The same kind of government being practiced in the United States. Okay, but in the United States, Washington D.C. doesn't have a senator. Okay, it does have a mayor, and that is equivalent to chairman of a local government. Okay, now Abuja may have a chairman of a local government, whereas the minister represents the governor. Now, the reason why this is important is because this is the seat of the federal government. So you cannot have a minister who is more or less a governor and then a senator, okay? Because what this fight between Kinjimi and Yusum Wike is about is power tussle, okay, on who the city actually belongs to. That's all I see here, okay? Now, listen to Kinjimi in this interview with Arise News.
And secretaries, and he says he's concentrating on his work in Abuja, and he doesn't want blackmail. He says you are blackmailing him.
To do what? To regard the needs of the people. The minister may be a great minister in a ministry that has no people. But the unique situation of the FCT minister is that apart from infrastructure and roads, he also has to take into consideration the needs of the people in that territory. That's the difference between him and, say, the Minister of Works or any other ministry. The Minister of FCT is almost acting as the governor for the president.
Okay, I'll stop there. He's the governor. See, I'm getting to the point that I do not think Ireti Kijebe actually knows how government works. Yeah, he is the governor of the FCT. Because in reality, the president is the governor of the FCT. Okay? But he cannot put himself in two places at a time. So he needed a minister to take charge. So automatically, Wike is the governor of the FCT. So, madam, don't get it twisted. All right, let's go to the real issue here. Now, like I said, it's all about power tussle, okay? It's all about power tussle. And in reality, the number one man, technically in FCT, that is Abuja, is Yusum Wike, not the senator. And like I said earlier on, the senator isn't needed in the FCT. It's just a waste of position as far as I'm concerned. Because at the end of the day, with what we are hearing, it seems Yusum Wike is actually doing a lot, doing his job in code. So if Yusum Wike is doing a lot of work, what else is there for the senator to do? So what else is there for Senator Ireti to do in Abuja? Okay? So, but my advice for Ireti the senator, is that he should stick to legislative activity. He should just, stick herself to that. Write bills, push laws, sponsor bills. That's what senators do. Have favorable contribution in committees and sponsor bills that can actually be favorable to Abuja. Okay? You don't have to tussle with, Wike, because we all know Wike. Wike needs all the attention. I don't think he's willing to share any with you. Okay? Now, here is Wike's response. Very funny one. Listen.
I overheard somebody in our eyes this morning. Unfortunately, I hear the person is a member of National Assembly. It's unfortunate I say so. With all due respect, what you don't know, you don't know. What you know, you don't. And the good thing for you is to tell people that, look, I don't know this. And people will educate you.
All right, so this back and forth is getting ridiculous, man. So here is another one in which Wicked is actually more or less saying that he's going to replace Ireti Kinjebe in the next election.
There are no hospitals. You as a legislator, what have you done? How many bills have you sponsored?
Okay, this is what I said earlier. Okay, for Ireti Kinjebe, it's not about how you know, oversee how things are, you know, done per se in Abuja, especially when Abuja has a minister. All you have to focus yourself on in sponsoring bill, okay? So she's venturing into an arena in which she's not needed, you know. So I really had just stick to lawmaking because that's exactly why she was voted in.
For us to improve our education and our health sector. How many? I challenge that legislator, if you are very, very popular, 2027, come and run under Abuja. We will fail you. You think that what happened last time will happen again? You think so? It will not happen again. If you are popular, come and run. Luckily for me, I'm the FCT minister now. So here's my territory.
So he's more or less challenging Ireti Kinjebe for the next election. But I don't think Senator Ireti should worry about next election yet. Okay? And here is this funny part anyway, where Ireti Kinjebe, you know, seems to sound like he's craving attention from the FCT minister, like they really have to do things together. They don't have to. They don't
Persistent
really have to.
complaint has been that you are sidelined. You are not allowed to represent your people. As recently as about a week ago, Senator Godswill Akpabio had to remind you that if you wanted to make a contribution to the budget for the FCT, you needed to go through process. You know, serve a motion on notice and then raise objections. Better for you to just complain that you are being sidelined. You know, you didn't follow the process. So
Okay, so there is this, you know, noise, you know, about Ireti Kinjibe actually raising concerns that she's been sidelined in the house and all that, you know. But what she said in this particular interview is completely contradicting that idea. So how can you be sidelined and then yet have these privileges in the Senate? Listen.
It matters a little bit, but not seriously. If you want me to be honest, this boils down to the fact that the Senate President is a personal friend of the Honorable Minister of the FCT. So when things that they think Senator Kingibe might object to are brought, I'm not sure. As I said, this is a topic I'd rather wait, since I plan on coming back to you in another week to discuss in details. I was planning to have a general discussion with you today, but I am on several committees, not excluded from any of them. I'm aware of every little detail that goes on in every other committee.
Okay, so how are you sidelined then? Okay, you can't claim that you have been sidelined as a senator in the House, and yet claim on the other side of your mouth that you are involved in almost all the committees. That means you already have the platform to do what you want, to do what favors your district. It seems to me you are not using it well. That's just the plain truth here. Okay? You are not being sidelined. According to your own word, you have the access to what every other senator have access to. You are involved in every one of the committees. So, the truth of the matter is, you are not sidelined. It's just a basic fact that maybe, just maybe, you're not making good use of the platform that you have. And that boils down to one basic truth that maybe some people would not like to hear. Some of these generation of this particular set of Labour Party want to tell the whole world that they know how to go about governance. Okay? But you cannot govern unless you are able to work with others. Okay? And agitations don't govern. Activism, that's not governing. Okay? I would rather, if you are an activist out there, okay, like I am, don't get involved in politics. Just stay outside and let people hear your voice. I said this a while ago. That's a long time ago, before Shore actually ventured into politics. I said, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Activism is activism. It doesn't mix with politics. Okay? I'd rather stay out here and voice louder so that people could hear the change that is really needed in Nigeria. The moment you get involved in politics, now you're one of them. You are one of them. You can't be outside again. Okay? You should be ready to face the criticism that all of the politicians are facing. Now, that takes me to recently that Amoyele Sowore was actually alleged to have embezzled some of his party's money. He hasn't responded to that. I haven't heard him respond yet to that. I haven't had him responded yet to that. I'm still expecting his response. But this is one of the things. Once you get involved in politics, you saw your dress, your shirt, your white and garment is already soiled. You can't be an activist and at the same time be a politician. Those two things don't mix. And that is why most of the time, when you go into politics and you win a particular seat in the house, you find out that you can't do anything. Because all you want to do is to agitate. Now, you can't agitate and be able to legislate. Those two things don't mix. In legislating, you have to be able to work with people. People you hate, people you completely dislike, people you have criticized in the past as corrupt. Now, you have to be able to sit in a round table with them and negotiate. So there is no way to be an agitator, an activist, and at the same time legislate. So what happens? Many of these people end up becoming do nothing lawmakers. Sorry about that. They end up becoming do nothing lawmakers. Now, let me show you this last part of this segment, okay? Whereas it looks seemingly like Dr. Abati of Arise News TV actually throws shades on the obedient movement. You know, I'm not saying he called them barbarians, but it does sounds like that's exactly what he's saying. Okay? Because you know what? Let me just show you the video clip, okay?
Communication. If you as a senator from the Labour Party, if on the floor of the Senate you behave like this obedient on social media, that could create a problem. Because Wike has said, look.
So, how is the obedient behaving? Seriously, how is the obedient movement behaving? That doesn't work in an organized setting. So this is exactly what I'm saying, okay? At this point, I'm not saying that anything is wrong with the agitations of the obedient movement. It's just that these things don't work when it comes to governance. As in, you really want to be able to move the country forward, your agitation has to stop at some point. You have to start working with people that you ordinarily would not work with. So the question sounds like Abati is throwing shades on the obedient movement, but it's the reality. If Ireti Kinjebe as a senator have the same posture, all right, have the same posture as the obedient movement, you would not be able to achieve anything. No, you can't. She can't achieve anything with that kind of level of agitation. If every time in the Senate all you do is agitate, make noise, raise noise, it's no way you can achieve anything. It's as simple as that. So I'm thinking that's the problem she's facing right now. The fact that she is not able to really achieve something tangible. And I think she's hearing back from the constituent. Now, what that means for a politician is that you're soon going to be replaced. And so, somehow, I think I really empathize with her situation here. It's just unfortunate because I think she meant well. Okay? She really meant well. She's one of the good ones that we could have, in the house. But it's just that she needs to get her priority right. Okay? She needs to get her priority right. Let me give you a very good example. Abia State Governor, okay? Abia State Governor Alex Oti, okay, is a Labour Party guy. But he's a Labour Party guy without obedient energy. So he is able to achieve a lot, for the fact that he knows exactly how politics work. Okay? You can be a Labour Party, but throw away the obedient energy. That way, you'll be able to achieve something. Work with others that are not in the same alignment with you. Okay? Because at the end of the day, it's all about moving the country forward. Okay? it's not about noise making for me. I can care less how much noise you can make because there's a lot of you online now who can raise voice louder than an empty drum. But you are not filled. You're just nothing but an empty drum. An empty drum has nothing in it, but it does have noise. So I want us to be a society that can actually get results, not just make noise. And this is why I personally get tired with activists like Omoyele Sowore, because for me, all he does is make noise. Okay? When it comes to him sitting down with government officials to really accomplish that thing that really matters for the community, he won't sit down with anyone on it. He won't. He finds himself too big to sit down to negotiate with any politicians because all he says is label them, call them corrupt and all that, Yeah, it's good to make noise, but can you actually accomplish anything? Solutions? And this is why activism in the United States is completely different. Because when you hear Black Lives Matter do sit with government officials to edge on what they really want for their community. Not just about making noise. Okay? How many times did black movement in the United States sat with the federal government or the state government or the district government just to be able to get results? So how many times have Omoyele Sowore sat with any government officials to provide solutions to a particular problem? That's not his MO. He won't sit down with any one of them. He thinks sitting down with any one of the government officials is completely nonsensical. He won't do it. And this is my U-turn, okay? Activism for me is not about making noise all the time. You have to make sure you get solutions. Little here, little there. You have to get some things done, okay? Have one goal at a particular time, in a particular point in time, and make sure that that goal is pushed forward and achieved. So what most of these activists in Nigeria do is just to egg people on, They just want you to follow their rancor. At the end of the day, this is what usually happens. They, as the leader of these movements, come on top, get known, be popular on the social media, but you, as a follower of that particular movement, get nothing. You get nothing. At the end of the day, you will be the forgotten. You will be the forgotten. You know how many followers Omoyele Sowore has on Twitter and other social media? Eh? Do you know how many followers these other obedient leaders have on social media? Okay? But at the end of the day, you who follows this movement, what have you accomplished? Nothing. That takes me to NSAS movement, during the NSAS movement. Macaroni, a very good comedian, but not a good activist. You see, the Lagos state governor or the Lagos state government called Macaroni for a meeting to resolve some of the issues. You know what he did? He boycotted them. He didn't show up. He completely gave a middle finger to Lagos state governor. Now, guys, tell me exactly how that is achieving a result. How is that resourceful? Because at the end of the day, it's like I said, it's not about how much you can make noise online. Okay? It is about what result you can accomplish. Fast, macaroni, all these guys, they like to make noise. But for me, it's about how much you can actually coordinate negotiation with government parastata to get little bit of result for your people here and there. Okay? At the end of the day, that is what it comes down to. Or else, you guys will just be the following this rhythm of these movements, that you practically don't know what it is about, whereas a lot of popular names already hijack this movement to make fame for themselves. And you have no idea because all you do is follow. So it's just like a warning to you out there, when you hear all these movement, obedient movement, answers, they are all good things, but it has to be resourceful. It has to be about results for me. When you have agitations, when a government agency call you for a meeting to negotiate, you go and you get something for your community. Get something, no matter how little, for your community. The result that was gotten from the End SARS movement wasn't because of fast, wasn't because of macaroni, no. It was because some people like Davido then had meetings with officials and some like that too, that I could give credit to. So at the end of the day, resolving issue in any community is all about sitting down, meeting, negotiation, and moving forward. Not just about noise making. And you guys are full of it, man. Full of it. All right. There you go. I'll see you again in a jiffy. This is Sala Blue. Naija Palava. And you must know, Naija gets Palava. Oh, see you, man.
Wamujo, tó bá bẹ́ẹ̀ nílẹ̀ lọ́tẹ̀ yìí o, iná fọ̀fọ̀ lẹ fi sí i. Ṣáṣá bọ̀